who are making a great living doing it, but that's not how I built a six-figure business. I personally Hi everyone, this is Mike with Profit to Prosper. It's a place where entrepreneurs come to learn and strengthen their entrepreneurial skills, their business skills. And we believe that profits are better than wages. And if you truly want to prosper through profits, consider subscribing. So we're talking today about an industry that doesn't impose any age restrictions beyond 18. So you don't have to be a certain age, like 21, in order to get started. As long as you are 18 and you're consenting to your own signature and you're able to sign up for things and be responsible for what you do, then you're able to get started. And I'm talking specifically about the high-end courier business, and this is not necessarily the courier business that we are traditionally used to, where you could use your car to deliver medical supplies and things like that. I did do that business, and there are people who are making a great living doing it, but that's not how I built a six-figure business. I personally did not do too well in that structure. I did have success, and that's in the high-end furniture delivery business. It's allowed me to travel all around this country, see some great places, work with some interesting people, rub shoulders with some celebrities, and go see the world in a way that I never would have if I was sitting behind a desk doing a desk job. We can go into great detail, and I actually have an ebook that I created for anyone who wants to get started in that business. You want to have a detailed step-by-step plan and not take 8 years like it took me. But without what I share, I wish I had this ebook while I was building my business, and I am able to help you to condense that time frame down to 12 months. You're able to build a profitable business in a year. So with what you learn in this full color 65-page ebook. So we can talk about that for days, because there's so many different areas to talk about. But in order to simplify, I want to just share the 4 basic elements of this business. You have the equipment that you need, the clientele, you need people to do work for. You also need the skills to get the job done. And also, lastly, you also need to put systems in place in order to grow bigger, and in order to take your hands off of it, so to speak, and incorporate people to do what you used to do, so that you can watch a business grow. So the first area is equipment, and that deals with what you need to get started. Most important is the vehicle that you will use, the vehicle that you will drive. You can get started with a cargo van. You should get started with a cargo van. You can get started with an SUV, pickup truck, or minivan, but you will need to upgrade eventually in order to qualify for bigger loads. And so it is possible to start with a minivan, a SUV, or a pickup truck, or even a car. But in order to get the bigger loads, you will need a cargo van. And the bigger loads also mean bigger money and better dollar per mile rate. So the next area is clientele. You need a place to get your customers. And there are a couple of places where you can get customers. You can go to lugg.com, lugg.com. You can go to Craigslist. That's a place where I got some customers, and that's a place where you can get your customers as well. And then we come to the place where I actually got my start, my first customer, on a platform called UShip, and that platform actually opened some doors, and it's a place where you can go as well to open doors for yourself. And as you build your reputation, more and more jobs will come to you. You'll be able to get better responses on the bids that you put out on jobs. So it's a site where you can actually bid on jobs, and then people respond to you and say, hey, I want to work with you. And then you clarify, then you do the job, and then they give you a review. You build your reputation, and that cycles over, and it allows you to make better connections with shippers. So then the last thing is the skills. That's number 3. So the skills you would need to get started as a high-end independent courier is dealing with customers, number 1, because in the courier business you're really just dealing with vendors mostly. And so with vendors, of course, you can still build a brand there. It's still necessary for you to interact with people and leave a good experience with people. But when you're taking items to one-off customers, you're actually building and developing a deep relationship with these individuals, and you can how would you say, get into their life much quicker, because you're not dealing with the corporate veil of going to warehouses. You're going into people's homes, so you're able to build strong relationships. If you do a great job and you are genuine and have a great attitude, you can build relationships that can feed you with business. And lastly, the operations. So you don't really need many skills. You just need to know how to lift. If you're able to lift up to 75, 100 pounds, beyond that, you're calling someone on the job to help you. And you also put the cost that it takes to bring that person on the job in the job. So you're not paying for that. The customer is paying for that extra help. And so you want to be able to lift, maneuver items, protect items, and blanket wrap. And those are things that you can learn on the job. Those are things that you can learn. Just remember that you want to treat each piece as though it's being moved for your mother or your grandmother. So treat it like it's your own, or belongs to someone you love, right? And then lastly, your operations. This has everything to do with you keeping track of the business, how you schedule people, how you set up your calendar. You're able to create the schedule that you want. The only thing is that you would have to find a way to manage all of that. And your operations, that's how you handle just the back end stuff of your business, how you take incoming inquiries. Is it through email? Do you want them to call your phone number? Do you want them to email you? Do you want them to text message you? You decide all of that. And those 4 elements are basically how you can get involved in a business that you can grow to 6 figures without even having to be 21. And what I also love about this business is that beyond that, there are no drug tests. There are no drug tests, no certifications. You don't need to learn how to handle blood. There are no interviews. You don't have to worry about your vehicle age. You can have a vehicle that's over 10 years old. There's no resume. And so all of these things that are deterrents to other businesses, you don't have to worry about them, because you are moving into being a high-end independent courier. So you're literally being your own boss. And where you have in the independent courier department, you have a business sending you leads. You don't have that business sending you leads. So you have to be intentional about the jobs that you get, but you're able to create a business from this. And instead of getting paid $4 to $7 per package, you can get paid $70 to $300 per delivery or more when you begin to move into the realm of premium pricing. So if I can be of any help to you, just send me a link at my site, michaeldeer.com. You can book a free discovery call with me, however I can help. That's actually the quickest way to get in touch with me. So how do you feel about a business model that has no age restriction? I'd love to hear from you. I'd love you to leave your comment below. Remember to subscribe and like if you believe we can help you to prosper through profits.